It's nice to meet you. Good to see you all.
This is really wonderful to welcome you all here. You guys can call me John. They have to call me Director Gray because I'm the director of your National Museum of American History. And it's really wonderful to have you in our Spark Lab. So thank you so very, very much to learn more about invention, to learn more about reading, and certainly to learn how we operate as Americans. So it's a thrill to have you here. We do have a wonderful program that's going to go on in just a couple of seconds. But before we get to that, I'd like to introduce the person who's really important, the Secretary of the Smithsonian. He's over all the museums, all the research centers, and he represents interests as broad as America as our Secretary of the Smithsonian. Secretary Skorton.
Thanks, John. Thank you. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Are you glad to be here at this museum?
Yeah.
We're really, really glad to have you here. Super glad to have you here. You know, we like to think that you guys are the future of our country and the future of the world. And education's got to be a really big part of that future. And reading is a super big part of that education. So we're going to have fun today with some reading and then do some cool things in the Spark Lab. So thanks again for coming. It's so great to have you here. We're doing it because of you. And I'm going to turn it over to Secretary DeVos and to Ivanka Trump. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, young ladies. It's great to be with you here this morning. How many of you like to read? I hope to see all of your hands. How many of you are reading this summer? That's very good. How many of you like to slide? Go down slides. They're really fun, aren't they? But there's a slide that I don't think you want to go down this summer.
Oh,
Do you know what it is?
it's like a slide when like you slide back and reading.
You got it. You got it. You do not want to go on the summer slide and slide back in your reading, do you?
Oh yeah.
You want to keep reading all summer long. Reading's fun, isn't it? It can take you many places that your body can't go, your mind can go, your imagination can go. But we're here to read you a really great story this morning. It's called Rosie Revere, Engineer. Have any of you read this one? A couple of you? Well, listen carefully because it's about a really enterprising young lady. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. In Lila Greer's classroom at Blue River Creek, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak.
But when no one saw her, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves.
Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen.
We like it so far? Okay, good. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye and made fine inventions for uncles and aunts. A hot dog dispenser and helium pants. That's pretty silly.
I like helium pants.
You like that? That's pretty cool. But it's really important to have the string tied on.
Yes. You don't want to
So it doesn't
fly
float away. No, you don't want that.
The uncle she loved most was zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head, from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps pythons away. Look at that. That looks kind of like a mess, doesn't it?
Yes.
And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud, but Fred slapped his knees, and he chuckled out loud. He laughed till he wheezed, and his eyes filled with tears, all to the Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do. But Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She snuck her cheese hat to the back of the shelf, and after that day kept her dreams to herself.
And that's how it went until one autumn day. Her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo who'd worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of the things she had done and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave a sad smile as she looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams.
That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help her aunt fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, "No, not I." But questions are tricky and some hold on tight, and this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly.
Wow.
She worked and she worked till the day was half gone, then hauled her cheese copter out onto the lawn to give her invention a test just to see the ridiculous flop it might turn out to be.
Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on a switch. The Hello Cheese Copter sputtered and twitched. It floated a moment and whirled round and round, then froze for a heartbeat and crashed to the ground.
I hope she's
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Then Rosie heard laughter and turned round to see the old woman laughing and slapping her knee. She laughed till she wheezed and her eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who thought, "Oh no, never, not ever again will I try to build something to sputter or spin, or build with a lever, a switch, or a gear, and never will I be a great engineer."
Uh-oh. We never quit, right? Never give up. Let's see what Rosie does. She turned round to leave, but then Great-Great-Aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close. She hugged her and kissed her and started to cry. "You did it! Hooray! It's the perfect first try. This great flop is over. It's time for the next." Young Rosie was baffled, embarrassed, perplexed. "I failed," said dear Rosie. "It's just made of trash. Didn't you see it? The cheese copter crashed." "Yes," said her great aunt, "it crashed, that is true. But first it did just what it needed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew."
That was the point, wasn't it? Your brilliant first flop was a raging success. Come on, let's get busy and on to the next. She handed a notebook to Rosie Revere, who smiled at her aunt as it all became clear. Life might have its failures, but this was not it. The only true failure can come if you quit.
They worked until the sun sneaked away to its bed. Aunt Rose tied a headscarf around Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear to dream the bold dreams of a great engineer.
At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2 build gizmos and gadgets and doohickeys too. With each perfect failure, they all stand and cheer, but none quite as proudly as Rosie Revere.
How great is that book? This book is my daughter's favorite. Can anyone tell me what they liked about it?
That Rosie never gave up.
She never gave up. She didn't quit. What else do we learn?
That Rosie persevered.
She persevered, exactly. Very good word. Anyone else?
I like that she's creative.
She's very creative. That's right. And what did we learn about experimenting?
That when you experiment something, that you should never give up because really it's great, and that after you try it, you can make it better when you do it.
You can refine the design, right? Like the cheese copter, it went up and crashed.
And then she made a new one because of the book that her grandma gave.
That's right. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, Rosie kept trying to be an engineer.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to be an engineer? Oh, wow. What would you like to build?
I wanted to build a car that could fly.
That's a good
That's a
pursuit.
very good one.
Very good pursuit.
Well, if you need someone in the passenger seat, I'll join you when you build it, okay? Yeah.
I want to build something that allows people to speak to animals.
Wow.
Oh,
I know my kids would like that very much as well. I'd like that too. That's very cool.
It's my dream.
That's your dreams?
and would
That's
it
amazing.
translate animal talk to humans? Yeah, that would be very cool.
I make animals understand what humans are saying.
Wow,
I can talk to Dandelion, my pet bunny.
that's very good.
Well, it can turn into a car.
A boat that turns into a car.
Because then if you drive in the water, it won't sink, it will float.
That's a great idea. I've seen some early versions of those. Those are very fun.
I can't test drive.
I want to build something that is like without like something that can put like for like people who are like maybe one of the presidents. I could make something to do it like to make something to bring food from the kitchen and make it the food bring to the like a robot that could bring food from the kitchen to the bed and like that's edible.
That sounds like a good idea. I would like that in my house too. Amazing. Well, it's so important. You are the next generation of our great innovators and inventors. And we hope some of you will grow up to be engineers and artists and coders. So we're very proud of you all, and we're very excited to be here to read this story to you.
Thank you for being such great listeners.
Really great. And I think we have some fun activities planned too.
I think we do.
So we can start to invent some things.
I got ready to do that. They don't work though, but I keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep trying.
Hey, should we thank them for doing such a great job reading?
Thank you to all the parents and the teachers here. I see a lot of Boys and Girls Club shirts. I see a lot of Y shirts. Really amazing. Very nice. So thank you to all the ages who brought the students here today. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And for you, we now have something very special. One of our senior educators, Trisha Edwards, is going to do some programming with you. And again, thank you both so very, very much.
thank you.
Thanks, kids.
Should we go over a picture?
I want some